Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about recovering your menstrual cycle, your missing period from HA in 90 days or less or slightly more. Why do some people recover in 90 days? Why do some people get their period back so quickly, and why do some people take longer? This is coming up because at the HA Society we have a 90-day or a 4 to 10 week actually recovery average time. The thing is, while that's the average, some people are faster and some people are slower. Some people take more time. All of them are normal, but we have an average of 4 to 10 weeks. So why 90 days? Why is it possible? Why does it happen? Why is it so common? Let's dive in. So first of all, let's do a little bit of a physiology, how the reproductive system actually works session. You have ovaries, and inside of your ovaries are your eggs, and on top of your ovaries grow your follicles, and inside of the follicles are the eggs. So follicles come to the surface, and thanks to estrogen they can become mature. Other hormones are playing roles in this, FSH, LH playing a role in the ovulation, FSH in like the final maturation, all that good stuff. That process of that egg kind of coming to the surface inside of the follicle and growing on the ovary takes 90 days. Transition, someone knocked on the door and then my phone rang. So now it's been a while and I don't completely know where I was. And I'm a bit of a scrambled mess. So that process of that follicle maturing in order to ovulate takes 90 days. Then when you ovulate, there's still another 2 weeks. On top of that, there should be at least before you bleed. There is a part of this process that takes time. And like I think I was saying when I got cut off, that you can already have a bunch of follicles. Your body trying to get that process to happen, and you don't have enough estrogen to basically fully develop the follicles. So you go and have an ultrasound, the doctor or whoever sees a bunch of follicles and tells you you have PCOS. And that's how that happens. But actually you just have a lot of immature follicles that are unable to come to maturation. So eventually they quit, they reabsorb. They'll try for a long time, they reabsorb into the ovary, gone forever, and more try, and sometimes the body pushes, but it doesn't have enough. So people with that situation actually get a faster recovery time because they already have pre-existing follicles that can begin to mature. There's some people who go into recovery who don't have anything on their ovaries. Maybe their ovaries are even a little bit shrunken or small, and the process of awakening anything to happen to bring a follicle to the surface, that needs to happen. And that process is going to take more than 90 days for that person, right? And it can be up to 100 days. So you have to actually be really patient, really flexible. We'll occasionally have a client who's doing all the right things, but recovery is more around the 150 to 200 day mark. And that's because of this process, probably. And we don't know because we can't ultrasound you. We're not going to send you for an ultrasound. We just have to accept that that is a possibility for you, especially if you had lab work with estrogen that was really, really low and you have no signs of cervical mucus ever. You probably don't have any follicles, and if you do, they're extremely immature. But if you do have all of those symptoms, I guarantee you without needing an ultrasound that you do have follicles on your ovaries that are ready to go. So that means that information tells me as a coach, you're actually doing a lot of the right things, but there's some missing pieces. If you're seeing cervical mucus for like days and days and days, weeks and weeks and weeks, no ovulation, something is missing, the follicle is there, and that process of maturation and getting to ovulation is paused, it's stalling. So to get recovery in 90 days, you need to already have that in place. If you have those symptoms, or you've had an ultrasound and you know that there are follicles, we can work with that and we can make that happen in 90 days. And ways that that is going to be possible for you is going to be through rest, cutting down on exercise, increasing food intake, and all of the many things that we preach here on the show. So I hope that this was helpful, right? But that's what you need to know about recovering in 90 days. You need to have pre-existing symptoms. You need to understand that there's proof of follicle. You need to understand that that process takes time. You need to understand that if you don't have any follicles, you need more time to begin the process so that once you do have follicles, then they can take their 90 days. So it's also interesting to just remember that means an egg, when a healthy cycle that is rupturing, is like that process began like 3 months ago. So it actually takes up to 3 months for egg quality to be improved. These are all really interesting facts to me, at least I think. I hope that this is helpful. Let me know if it went over your head. I feel like I did get a distraction in the middle of the episode and I decided to just persevere and keep going instead of re-recording. So if this was confusing, you just let me know. But yeah, recovery in 90 days is possible if you have decent baseline temperatures, cervical mucus, signs of hormonal activity, and you take the steps you need to take to get past that sticking point. But if you don't have any signs, if you're starting from the beginning, just be patient. It might take you more than 90 days. It might be more like 100, 150, 200. That's okay, as long as you are making changes and pushing forward. If this was helpful, please subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you guys around for all of the episodes. And if you have a question you would like to submit to the show, please do so. Danny@thehasociety.com. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.